Thank you for holding the fort, Kiki, guys. What? There's Maxwell. 12 o'clock midnight meow. Hold a sec, I might have to deal with him, otherwise he'll go for hours. Maxwell. Sorry about that. Well, welcome to Archangel Michael's live. As one would put it, this is Sparta. I have a bit of different content tonight. Something totally new. So we put some light on the subject. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a history tour of who I am. But first, the Lord's Prayer. But before the Lord's Prayer, well, the secret of life. In 2 sticks. Boom, boom. But I have my symbol. And what does that mean? Well, people would say, oh, they're just 2 bits of wood. Couple of burn marks in them. Well, that is true. That is true to the eye. But get this right. Get this right. Too much light is not good enough. Not enough light is not good enough either. Gotta get it balanced. Things need to be balanced. Sly, you have the lady at the front of the court who's got a blindfold on, holding the balance, because she's supposed to determine what bullshit is the best and how it weighs up. But that's not quite how it functions. Oh, wavy sticks, see? That's a male. See? He's got his tip taken off. And those sounds, well, that's the sound Jack's voice makes. But that's not the sound that she makes. The male stick. No, the sound she makes, why it's so alluring, is the female stick. See? How it's like a bit of a teat. Now, from your point of view, different way, because the camera's around, funny. But this is my right hand, and this is my left one. Now, the right hand is the hand of God. This hand belongs to God. But all through humanity, they have willed this hand to have the sword. Sometimes they use God's name to wield that sword. But this is God's hand. Now, God's hand intended for man is this one, is to shield the family back. And it is the left one, which is easier to stab to the heart. This is the true secret of the Spartan shield. When the enemies come across the Spartans, they had never seen left-handed swordsmen before. In Australia, we have a name for them, Molly-Jukers, left-handeds. We find them a bit queer, left-handers, when I grew up, but we never give them any shit. Because you usually find people that are left-handed very ambidextrous, meaning they can use both hands. So, the left hand is the hand of God. And God's all about life. This is his one key rule. The one rule that he himself must abide to. Otherwise, he would not be a God at all. And that is to keep life flowing. Because if that life ever stops flowing in the song, who would be there to sing him that he is God? Nobody. And talking to yourself, well, that's nobody at all. The female is the giver and the bearer of life, even though the male has to play his part. That is the nature of things. That's just it. And that's not by God's choice. That's a natural selection. That's one thing Charles Darwin got right through natural selection. He also said that the Aboriginal race would be gone from history by now, but yet we are still here. The Aboriginal race of Australia, the oldest culture in the world. And yet no one listens to us. It started with us, it will end with us. You take us off the face of the earth, this earth will not last very long. We become such attuned with nature that nature cannot exist without the Aboriginal people of Australia. That is it. We go, this earth dies. Think that one. This is why they have a regime every time an Aboriginal person, no matter how white they are, they've got Aboriginal blood in them. We're part of a study. We get documented more than anyone else. We go to the doctors. Our life expectancy is not as long as others. And this is a fact. Yes, left-handers, that's right. So you are a true Spartan. Sorry, Kitty Eyes, I just noticed. But the female is in the hand of God. Now man, some ways twisted around. But the Spartans always had it right. They had the sword and the spear in the left hand, because it was the easiest one. When you push it out to an enemy in front of you, it goes straight to the heart. You don't even have to try. That's called ingenuity. Then they created the phalanx by locking the shields together. And because naturally your right arm is stronger, so a lot of Spartans born were right-handed. They just taught them the left-handed technique. So naturally their right hand was stronger. So when you see that film and they push them back, they can't do that with the left hand. But they could have done it with the right hand. The only part that's really wrong in these movies. They got it the wrong way around. And the phalanx, no matter, unless you've got a double phalanx and a big enough army, and learn to have right-handed and left-handed fighters fighting together, well, that phalanx in an open field is useless. Simple as that. That's why he knew if he had them locked up there in one little place, it'd make it very hard for them to get through. And what happened? 3 days of war against, well, it wasn't quite 300. 300 Spartans. But they don't tell you about the couple of hundred servants that they brought with them. They don't show that part. They also don't show the fact there was about 1,500 Greeks. And they don't show it properly. Because you had scribes there from Athens with special scrolls and knew what all these different armies could do. Okay? Leonidas knew he had to gather these people, not just go up there and have a smash. That's not how it worked. That's just with Hollywood, because it wanted to make the movie quick. No, they don't tell you about the Athenian archer who won the previous laurels at the Olympics. You know, they don't tell you that one. He's the one that killed that rhino. He killed 3 of them. Not that man with a spear. Okay? That was the only part that they knew. The sprite pulled out, oh, yet, there we go. They don't tell you of the secret of the Spartan stick, too. Because that's how they used to communicate. They had a stick. And only each commander knew how long it was. And all these different letters on the stick. How long the rope was to be to work the message out. And that was the secret. They couldn't work that one out either. They don't show that. You know? They got them all right-handed. Well, they would have defeated them in a few hours. Or if they were left-handed, they could have stayed for that whole movie. That's a fact. Because they knew how to beat right-handed fighters. That's why his army was so strong. And the immortals, well, they were never known mutants. You look up to history. The immortals had to be at least 6 foot high. They wore crowns that made them even look higher. And the reason why they were called immortals is because there was an elite team of 10,000. So they always had to have spares. So if anyone drops, the next day there'll still be 10,000 there. And they say, oh, that's fucking immortal. We just killed them and now they're all back again. How that happened? And that's where they got the name. And they got so powerful that they just mentioned the name. People would give up. When they go to war, they don't fight like these ninjas. No, they march straight over the top of an army and just keep using their feet to crush that army into the ground. That was their method. And Xerxes, well, all I can say about him and Darius, they was the first ones to put their heads on a coin. And ever since then, every person that's been the deity and a king or a queen has their head on a coin. Did I tell you that one? And what was Leonidas fighting for? Freedom! And yet now we have heads on coins everywhere. This is a fact. This is Sparta. Sparta has to know its history. Or it cannot claim it's Sparta. Simple as that. People think, well, he said a few things last night. You might have to say sorry, but that is true when the time comes. But first, the Lord's Prayer. No, I'm not crazy. I wish I was crazy, but I'm not. When you see some of the content I got, you might start to get a bit of understanding of why I said what I said. Because to me, I am offended myself that you thought I was offending anyone. In anything I said. Okay. The Lord's Prayer is very deep, like you know. And people, well, will see. We will see. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into the temptation, but to deliver us from the evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And now we have God with us. And God is with you in your day. Thank you, Piggy Eyes. You hold the fort so well. If I could give you a bigger wrench, I probably would. But that's up to YouTube. Maybe YouTube might start doing that. Or we'll give them a rank and file. Rank and file. They already got like regular mod, super mod, top mod. But this Piggy Eyes, my good supporter. Well, let's have a look at this one. We see how much of a bite I get here. Because I'm going to unrobe my mask. I'm going to turn on the light a bit more. I'm going to show you who I am. And I'm going to read a poem from my point of view as a black person, which I've been categorized all my life, before I was even born. Because down here, it's about the blood. Oh. Now, I'm not actually sure who wrote this, but this poem was at the last gathering of all the elders of the Akbar family. Now they're all gone, all but me. There are other elders out there, but they don't know the knowledge that I have. You'd think they'd welcome me. No, jealousy, greed, misunderstanding sets in. And they ostracize you, even though you're willing to show them what you know. No, jealous. This one is called Dear White Fella. From my point of view. This is how I grew up. This is how I know things. Who I am. What I'm about. Oh, get a bit more light on him. Oh, that's too ugly for you. Right. But just to show you how rough it is sometimes. Actually, my hair's gone frizzy since I got old. Fucking gone crazy. Used to be nice and long and wavy. And those ladies would pay, hundreds of dollars to get the natural curls I had in my hair. One day it might get like that again. One day. Well, dear white fella, couple of things you ought to know. Firstly, when I'm born black. When I grow up, I'm black. When I get sick, I'm black. When I go out in the sun, I'm still called black. When I'm cold, I'm still black. And when I get scared, I'm still black. And when I die, they're still going to class me as I'm black. But you, white fella, when you're born, you're pink. When you grow up, you're white. When you get sick, you're green. When you go out in the sun, you're red. When you get cold, you go blue. When you get scared, you're yellow. And when you die, you're purple. And you got the cheek to call me color. Now let that one sink in for a minute. When people have a look at that, maybe they won't understand where I come from. Now, as a guy that's just see a color white, let me tell you my little venture. I don't have to fight one color. I got to fight all of them. You understand that one? Not accepted by the whites because of my upbringing. Not accepted by the blacks because I ain't black enough. So where do I stand? Which group am I allowed in? There was often a saying I used to say, there's a bus of humanity. Everyone's got their seat on this bus, but you'll find usually, how they teach you in university, that the blacks are usually at the back of that bus, right? But there was no seat on there for the Akbar family. Now the other Akbars, they got lit on the roof, hanging on the bike rack, sitting on the front step. They all got a hitch. And then there's two wheel-going men left. Myself and my younger brother. He drinking himself to death. My father told me, don't involve him, because he finished. I'm taking you out to the blackness of black. Start tomorrow, I'll be travelling to Coolgardie. It's about 500 k's from where I am right now, a little bit further. And I'm going to go to Kewar Gully, and I'm going to go further. And then I'm going to show you something. If we're lucky. Well, so, people want to know why there's aggression in the way I talk. It's because the way I see it, my message is the least heard. Standing alone in a sea, in the middle of a storm, trying to help everyone, trying to make people see. When the storm comes, you will not survive it. None of you have got your boats ready. None of you have got your stores ready. When the storm hits, when you're in the eye of a storm, how a storm works. When you're on the outside, the wind starts off slow. Gets bigger and bigger. As you get further and further towards the eye, it gets faster and worse and makes the boat rock and duff and gonna fall, and then you're through into the eye. Now the boat's battered. Oh, Maxwell's squealing. Yes, Maxwell. The boat's battered. You're in the eye. You think you're all calm. But when you go to get out of that storm, which the whole of humanity is in, when we go to get out of this storm, the boat better be ready. Noah? Right? Because you're going to hit that storm. It's going to be going fucking faster than the speed of sound. As soon as you hit it, from the inside, it doesn't start slow. It starts fast. And you'll find out then, when you hit that storm. That's what's going to happen. The whole of humanity is in a storm right now. Until you work this out, well, those will never learn. This is the thing. Yous will never learn. This is not directed at my chat or anyone that's watching. I am just pointing a fact. It's an expression. I've lived my whole of life giving how I feel and saying what I say without any care because the way I am. And as for cultures, well, I've got that many in me. We're going to maybe have a little look and see who I am and what I'm about and what I own and who I am and what mission I have to do every day. Every day for a very long time. Too long. Maybe it's having an effect, making me more and more aggressive. Maybe it's this thing in my pocket, rubbing off on me. More likely it should be. It is a piece of pure evil. With so much power, it's got more power. Well, let's put it this way. This current form, like I said, more powerful than any single government's nuclear arsenal. And that's a fact. But if they ever really want to do it, push the issue, and try to take it from me, which they know they can't do, because they can't touch it. They can't. No one can touch it no more. It's bound to me. Sort of a bit of a curse. Like I said about blood curses. It's all marries together. And guess who's the bloke that's got a cover? That's how it works. That's just the way it is. Okay? So I put this down right now. Hit it with a hammer. Boof. There'll be a 60-foot crater deep. And for about a mile around, that's how big the crater will be. 60 foot deep, mile wide. An airfield for about 40 Ks will just disintegrate. And then the pathogen will spread from there. And then you're all doomed. That's how quick it can go. It'll become a pathogen in the air. And you will not stop it then. And it will infect the whole of humanity and give you a real God plague. And there is no cure. Well, there is. There is a cure. You have to find St. Peter. Because in that key that he has, the key of heaven, is the key of your sanctuary. And that's all I will say about that. But you have to ask him. And I don't know whether he'll give it to you. Okay? Because inside that is even a smaller bit of life. And that's the cure. That is why I gave it to St. Peter myself. So if ever evil got me, they couldn't have the whole fucking rest of the game in the fucking hand. You might think I'm a crazy guy on your show. Maybe I am, but I know I'm not. Government knows I'm not. My people know I'm not. My family have just realized that I'm not. As soon as you read, letter from the government. I'm not crazy at all. I've just got one of the most craziest situations any man has ever had to deal with. And yes, I've got the Archangel Michael spirit in me, but I'm a man nonetheless. So I am subject to the folly of men. I make mistakes. You know, I apologize for my mistakes. I go up for my mistakes. I sit there and I listen. And I try to get across. But if you look at it from my point of view, when we get to deal with it, when the time comes to deal with it, which will be soon, I will leave this one up to Nick. She can design something, and she can be the referee again. This way, then it is done. Done correctly and done fairly. That is why she is the sword of Sparta. That is her privilege. If Sparta fucks up leadership, she has a right to call it to justice. Yes, well, that's why they make rubbers on fucking pencils. She rubbed the mistake out. You know? It's like that industry. The only way you can get rid of a cesspool, you gotta fill it in, do a brand new one. Or you're just gonna cart and sneaker shit forevermore. No. Certain things I can show you and certain things I can't. Because of copyright. I can't even show you the books. Or the books. Yeah, the books about my great grandmother. The stories about her. But I can say the book is named Lindengel. Lindengel. The author's first name is Pamela. I'm not sure how to spell her last name, but I think it's Rodslowski or something like that. She wrote a series of books in Australian history. Most famous one, well, In the Tracks of the Camel. She was looking at all the Afghan names. She'd never seen any representative of the Akbar. So she decided to investigate why. And that led her on to a whole new story about outlawed love. Well, I have to turn the camera around to this one so you at least can see for yourself what I'm all about. My black history, as if you want to call it. And I fought for this for my family to be put in. The only reason why this name is here is because of me. Oh, there we go. Let me just take that power cord out and we'll switch the camera around and we'll get a bit of light on the subject. So I'm going to drop the mic off and you can hear me talk a little bit easier, I guess. I hope. Well, here we go. See where we go here. Maybe this is going to work. Should do. Turning around. Okay. Oh, what you have there, see? That's the Federal Law Court Australia. Native Title Determination. You know, that is the name. Napa Bringu. It's not Prinku, it's Brinu. Nalapa Barinu. It's just the way they spell it. But that should actually say Wilgan. But that word there, there's two meanings to that. You could see it as old people, or you could read it as all of us. That is why they chose that, because it has a double meaning. So that's why we are now that tribal group. The ones on top are the Dalo, the ones underneath are the Marawanga. This happened 2023. This is the place, Menzies Oval. That place there. Well, that's why I invited the king to come. Meet me out there in the Western Desert, I said. We have a little talk. But he never came. It's not him anyway. I figured it wouldn't be. That old man couldn't get his lotto ass up on that bloody lizard, I can tell you right now. But the son wants to. But I'm not going to let him. Simple as that. It's native title, right? All this here is my land. This here. That's Menzies. All this here. I show you. Here we go. All right. This is West Australia. The biggest state in... get this right. Get this right. Biggest state, right, in Australia. And this little blue patch here, or the goldfields, that's right. That's how much of that is my land under native title. About 36 to 38,000 square kilometers. I have all the rights and deeds of everyone's house, everyone that lives in the whole bloody goddamn area. I got it all. Because these are places, some places where you're not allowed to go because it's free title land, all the rules that come with it, of course. Got all the mining places, they got the fucking all. They got all the shit. And if you read this here, be shocked at it. Because it really gives us, see, that's everything. I've got everyone's eye to deep. Oh, there. Everyone. Oh, there's quite a few people. Oh, yes, see? That's everyone's house. That's every lot that belongs to the government. We've got to have that too. See, it even goes more and more and more. Hundreds of thousands of people live on my land. And to make sure that we don't go near it, we have to have the lot numbers. That's as simple as that. So we can find it on the map. Now you get to the part where I show you what I fought for. Here we go. This is the native title holders. Okay? That's the people that have rights over this land. Now, go all the way down because it's a genealogy. Some of these people are not even alive anymore. It's the genealogy. See? You even have Charlie Dingo. That's Ernie Dingo. You might know him, famous Australian actor. That's his relation to that area. Because his mother. We'll get to my family. Okay. Going down, number 19. See? That's the older sister. Gulu. Right? That's my great-great-grandmother. That's the one that was speared. They used to nickname her Polly. Now, the name used to be under my great-grandmother. That's the books written about her. Lali Akbar. Mother of Lali Akbar. But now, because the Marawonga elder women are now Marawonga, see? Oh, they don't want us to claim this name up here. No, because we Marawonga. So I had to go back to this name. This is what I fought for. I fought for the blood. I fought for the blood curse. It was only me. And that is why I'm stuck with it. And that's the younger sister. There were 3 sisters. Okay? And that's the one I fought for. That's my right to this land. And the way they go by the tribal elder, it's not so much a king, chosen by a king. It's not so much a king, chosen by a king. Or it's not so much a family line. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. It's the one who has the full briefcase, the full knowledge. Now I'm going to explain it in the terms you can learn. A briefcase. Everyone has a briefcase. It's what you got filed in this briefcase that's going to be your credentials through life, your knowledge, your understanding. That's your briefcase. Or your bag of bones. Or whatever. But that's your briefcase. And what you decide to file in this briefcase is up to you. But with my people, the elders knew a way. They can go into the brain. They even can tell you when you're going to die. And they can even recalibrate things in the brain. The old women on the head. So they know how much knowledge to teach you. Or how long you're going to live. Well, they couldn't see the dials in my head. People are born with 4 lines in their hands. One's a lifeline. I don't have any lifeline at all. I've only got 3. 3 on each hand. That's it. So, I was doomed from the fucking get-go. Without the choice. As a baby. Not knowing when you come into the world what even the concept of a sex is. You're barely lucky to learn mom and dad as a baby. You don't know what sex you are. You don't know what you are. You don't even have a concept that you're even alive. But you wah and wah and wah when you're hungry because you don't know any other thing. When you're born into the world, you're born as a free will unit. And as the product of environment, food, education, which we perceive the personality. By the age of 5, which most people cannot remember, under that age of 5, if you ask people that get after a certain age, most people can't remember under that age of 5. So by the age of 5, you've determined yourself a personality. So it's in between those first 5 years that you learn anything about sexuality. Because first you have to learn to walk. You first have to learn to crawl. So how do you even know? You rely everything on your mom and dad. You do not come out of the womb knowing what you are. Nobody does. Nobody does. And nobody will. Unless you clone that baby, put science to it, put a fucking computer chip in his head, and you can command it to have whatever thought pattern you wish. Or enable silly laws, so as soon as it comes out of the birth canal, you can just do whatever you want to it. Which is pretty much what I see today. Is it? But that's the way the world runs. And I am wrong. Don't think so. People got to remember, skin color as well. Skin color is only skin deep. Peel it all off, all the fucking same color. Red. Sinew, bone, flesh. You take that skin away, you take the brain thought pattern away, and be like we class some of the animals. Well, I have information, and I'm going to share it now. But it's factual information. It's quite interesting. Something I myself, you, was functioning in the animal kingdom. And now I will educate the rest of you. And you will see I am not the bad guy after all. I too can learn from my mistakes very quickly. Even when I say, no, you can't do that. Well, you're wrong. Very wrong. I am at a crossroads. I need to learn what I'm going on to next before I do. And there's much I need to learn. That's why I keep these people around me. I don't have to. No other content creator does. They will put that, just shut yourself off, don't go up live, don't say nothing. Don't even make a mention at all. Disappear and go and hide like Mr. Atwood, I hear. I watched pretty much most of Nick's life. I gave her peace and solitude of mind. Because I knew if I went into that chat, she'd get upset again. Because we haven't resolved anything. And I know that's how she would be thinking. So I give her the space. Never said nothing. Just watched what she had to do. Civil as that. And I popped into the Maggies and seen her like this. My God, what is happening? Oh, the Atwood bird's fucking burning apart. Isn't that strange? How did that happen? No? Well, there you go. Even had a fucking new crew fucking signed in before he arseholed the last one. That's fucking top tip. Tip top. Fucking that boat's fucking sailing well. Maybe he needed to lighten the ship. Who knows? The plot thickens, as one would say. And in the end, who really cares? Not me, says I. Why should I have any care factor? I don't wear a fucking bonnet. I don't play gin and cards. No. Slipping in the bit of alcohol while the husbands are out. Oh, there's one show we used to have on, like being Esme Watson. The busybody of the town, you know, the lady bee that's always telling everyone, oh, this one did this one. She's everywhere, telling everyone everything. That's everyone on YouTube. Oh, this and that and this and that and this. Well, I don't really care. I see what I see and I see what I do, and when I make a mistake, I've got to try and make amends to it. As simple as that. I made a mistake. And it was out of context. Yes, I fully realized that. Why do you think I just sat there quiet? Listened to Golden. And yes, she has every right to pick up. That's why I sat there and listened. Most people would have just pissed off. Wouldn't have stood their ground to listen, to try and make a thing. And as for Kim, well, I didn't mean to offend her at all. And if we could sit down and have a decent conversation, we can work it out. I will show her some factual things. Some things she did say actually enraged me, but we will not discuss what they were, and that is probably why. Few things that need to stop being claimed from either side. But there is no sides. That's the thing. I don't want any sides. I just want one big side. Because if we're all together as one big side, then we can start working together against this other asshole called Satan. These other bad guys out there that create this bad stuff. To be able to keep these pedophiles away from trying to steal your identity. That's what they're going to do. Until you work that one out, I'm trying to warn you. It's not you're not doing it inherently, right? You're doing it subliminally that you don't know yet. You got some of them out there, that's why you said they're being infiltrated. Well, they're fucking starting to work out something. So you have to be careful why they're doing that. You have to ask yourself, why? That's one of the reasons. There's a few more. Right? Because no one accepts them fully until they got a full boot, a full briefcase to slip themselves in to society. People are talking about they got to go somewhere. Go and ask J.D. DeLay. He'll tell you where they go. Fucking feet first. I think, no, myself personally, well, you got to work it out this way. We got rules. Not how to kill. Right? You got to try and duck that one. So, how are they going to kill themselves? They're not going to walk in no kipper. You can't push them in because you'll kill them. Then. You're responsible for their death. That's how that works. So, how do we do it? Come up with an automated system on a conveyor belt? Got to work this one out. And then put them in feet first. Oh, you ever heard a human get chewed up by a wood chipper? I've heard someone squealing loud enough when the fucking arm got caught in. Took off the hand. That's bad enough. Okay? And that was an accident because the wood pulled him in. Oh, yeah. You're going to sit there and listen to the screaming? I reckon once you've done about 2, people will start turning away from that one. Right? No, you're going to do it, chuck them in fucking head first. So they don't make any sound at all. They just go, hey, burn, that's it. Head gone. They can't fucking scream out. JD liked that one. Head first, mate. Fucking too quick. Oh, they want to make them suffer. Fair enough. But I don't want to make anyone suffer. Now, where are we going to put them? They're always going to have these tendencies. Nothing I can do about that. That's something that's got to be worked out again. I'm going to talk about it here. Just say that little piece. But where are we going to put them? They're going to live at your house? Because they ain't going to live at my house. I got kids. I don't trust any of them. I mean, that's why Australia. What do we do in Australia? Well, what do? They can't prove that they can't not going to reoffend, so they must have come up with some fucking sort of test. Or if they're a repeat offender, they lock them up for life now. In Australia, they passed a federal law, they're locked up for life. Too lovely. You know? And all the shit that they've been pulling on us, they fucking pulled that one out of their bum. Before that happened, there was almost a protected species. Now they put them right. They put them away. See, Australia worked out where to put them. If they offend, right, they have to at least now prove that they're not going to reoffend, or they stay in jail for life. If they reoffend, that's it. There's no pass go, no fucking $200. The key gets thrown away. Like we say, they throw away the key. Government's pleasure, life. So the government will never let you out under their own pleasure. It's up to them. Law then is non-countable. That's government's pleasure. You can be in there 7 years, or you can be in there for your life. Civil. That's the law in Australia. That's how we deal with them. Right? They got rid of capital punishment back in the 80s. I know capital punishment. All throughout my young schooling up to year 7. Fucking got the cane in the hand. Being naughty. Whipped around, bowled around, flogged. By the principal and the teachers. They were allowed to do it. Even though he wasn't misbehaving. Why? Because I was black. I was the only white kid there that was black. White kids didn't want to know me. Fucking black kids didn't want to know. There was few black kids that want to know me. Because they knew who I was. All my life, I've copped it. All my life, I've had to explain myself. Who I am, what I am, why I carry on like that, why I say things like that. Because my whole fucking life, that's how I've been treated. Since I opened my fucking eyes. Right? You talk about identity. Well, I got my identity pushed on me long before fucking I turned 5. I was told I was something. You're born fucking trying to work yourself out. I was already fucking worked out before I fucking even come out. Just like every other Aboriginal person in Australia. And I use the term Aboriginal because if we have a system that is accredited, official, a dictionary, and a thesaurus, well, isn't that the authority on such a word? But to change the word to range narrative, because I went in, checked these things. Well, I always use the word Aboriginal, and you've got a lot of Aboriginals out there who say Aboriginal, because that's a hyphenation from Latin. Abo-riginal, right? That means it's the original inhabitants that was born there. Now they switched it out with this fucking indigenous bullshit. Now you look up the meaning of indigenous in the dictionary. What does that say? Someone that's born in the country. Let's work that one out. Chinese couple come over here for a holiday. The fucking wife is pregnant. Oh, she has the baby on Australian shores. Now that baby is indigenous to Australia, because that's where it was born. Even though the couple go away with the baby back to the country. Now later on, that kid gets older, can come back and say, well, I was born here. I can claim indigenously. So you can be any color to be indigenous. It's just where you're born. That's the meaning of the word. We start taking out the meaning of the words, and why do we make the word at all? Why does the word exist? And we switch it around? No. There has to be another word made, a new word made. Words. They have power, you know. They have creeds, you know. When you go in a dictionary, that dictionary is accredited, you know, or it wouldn't be allowed to print. That's a fact. And yes, online dictionary has that thing. And now online dictionary is updated constantly. That gives you what you're talking about. that does all this research and everything, puts it all together, and then puts it in the constant, brand new one, updated. So I go from books. You'll find the fucking book meanings pretty much the same what they're pushing out now. All based off the Oxford method. Doesn't matter whether it's American, Oxford, whatever, that's where it's based from. Comes from the Waldorf system. Who invented that? Rudolf Steiner. I know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry you don't. When I have a look at things. You know? Actually learn. Like the Bible. I pretty much explained it what I know the best way you're ever going to get it explained. All in a nutshell, better than any priest would, better than anyone has. In about 5 minutes flat. Without even opening it. The only part I got to pull out is the Lord's Prayer. Is the Lord's Prayer. Now, for I don't know if I'm ready to show you that. That's not that one. No, that's another life. That's all the information I got written over there. Ready to go. At a moment's notice. Just in case. I have to be ready. Accountability can come around at any time, you know. And you have to be ready for it. Oh, Saga reveal. Hello. Here you going? Well. Most of this stuff's over 100 years old. This black book is more than 100 years old. You believe me? Well, it is. I can prove that one. But be careful. This is my great-great-grandmother's war book. During World War I, there's all the prices of things, and I used to get stamps. 1 penny stamps, and I have the date on them, and a stamp with a date over the top. So the stamps themselves are worth money. Find the best one where it was. No, this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's check. No, I can find an older one than that. Spans a few years. But this one, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Here we go. Okay, we're going around. That says, whoop, it's upside down. Let me turn around. They stamped it though. Whoop. It says 1914. Okay? 1914. 1 penny. Right? So that's well over 100 years old, that one. Background. Okay. And that family line is pure Aryan. Pure white. They were all from Germany. My great-grandfather, on my father's side, because there's two, you know, everyone's got two sides to every story. Well, he was shot in the neck, at the neck, in Gallipoli, at the Gallipoli campaign. Now, the day before that, my uncle, who was younger, about 18, he got shot and killed. They had him on the boat going to Malta, but he died on the way. So he was buried at sea. Well, my great-grandfather, because there was a feint from the actual neck battle. They was designed to go off the side to try and draw troops off at this one point, but they had to get through. And he was 26 years of age. They regarded him like the old man. Yes, that's right. Germany. I'll show you something really. It's even, well, it's as old as the photos that you just about can get. Hey, I got one of those photos that if you put a match to it, it'll fucking blow up. Real old one. Floating around. I'll pull it out soon. Yes. So that family line, Kiki Eyes, comes from Balaclava, which is just down the road from Swastika in Germany. And they moved to England before that war. And they built up enough money in England and moved to Australia. Whoa. Oh, no, I'm not going to open that. In this one here, that's the letter. That's his last letter. Right? That he wrote home before he died. And he talks about because it has to be in code, because they censor things. So he couldn't say he was actually killing people. So when he's talking to his son, which is my grandfather, my dad's dad, who I never met, he was talking about he's got to shear a lot of sheep. And there's a lot of sheep to be shown. How it talks, it makes you sad, because he's already talking like he's gone. And pretty much he was. Now, this has got to be reversed, because I can't show the inside of it, because it would be copyright, because it's still, to this day, a sensitive document, because it's military. His name was Charles Linder. This is his table. So I'm not going to show you it. Like I said, it's copyright. I tried to put it up in my shorts, and I got copyrighted straight away, even though it's mine. No, it's because it's got the military government stuff in it. It's like a printed book. Tells you how he died and everything. This I could show you. I will show you. This I will show you. Discharged and paid in full. Died of wounds. Yes. He was on the peninsula for 6 weeks. At Gallipoli. When they reckoned, well, you're only going to last 2 weeks. The whole reason he joined was because my uncle was so young and decided he wanted to go with his mates drunk, and he joined up the army. So he had to go and protect his brother. Because his mum reckoned, no, I don't want him to go, you got to protect him. And see, because he was more better, he ended up going to Gallipoli before the younger brother. The younger brother was on there for about 4 weeks. In the 4th week, got popped straight in the head bang. They tried to operate on him on a ship, but he died on the ship. So he buried him at sea on the way to Malta. My great-grandfather, when he got shot in the throat, they took him down to the beach. After he got shot in the throat, right? They tried to fish around, they couldn't find it. So they put him on a boat. They took him to Alexandria in Egypt. At that time, they had an X-ray machine there. So when they got there, they could X-ray him and see where the bullet was, because the bullet was still lodged in his throat. But by the time he got there, well, septicemia set in. And he's buried there with all his brothers in a mass grave in Alexandria, in Egypt. Strange that, a German fighting for the Australians, buried in Egypt. He traveled around. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I need a bit of light. That's him. Now, in World War II, and we don't talk his name. World War II, the HMAS Sydney was sunk by the disguised raider, the Comoran, up the coast here. They only found the wrecks a few years back, and there's been documentary filmed. So that's a cruiser warship defeated by a disguised German freighter, which also had cruiser capabilities with guns and that. Not a single survivor. Survived that ship, including my great uncle. Okay? So my family connection to Australia is fucking far deeper than a lot can ever claim. And that's through my white history. I showed you my black history, which goes back 65,000 years. And I showed you my Aryan history. Yes, this is the way it is. I have to explain myself. This is why I've had to fight both, all colors. The Asians are not going to accept me. Whites have always got to ask, can't accept me. Blacks always, you can't say that. Why? Because you're not black enough. But I get beaten, put down, told even before I'm fucking born. I don't get to have a say. Aboriginal people don't get to have a say. I could be lily white and I'll still call me black. And I get treated worse. I know all about that slavery shit. So, I know it's no excuse for what I said, but I'm trying to give you an understanding why I just slipped out where it is. I mean, if I wanted to accept some of the names I've been called, I'm not going to claim fucking Boom. I'm not going to claim Coon. Fuck that. That's what I've been called all my life. Plus there are a name. Plenty of times. Look at me. Do I fucking look like one? I do now, what? Huh? You want me to be fucking do that? No, but that's fucking doing something cruel again. Playing that stupid doll thing. Trying to play something that you're not, because you paint yourself up. Well, I do that. And I know that. I fucking live it. You know? Germany. First 2 times it was ever stopped. First time anyone got into the trenches in World War I was the Australians. We were the first ones in to the Hindenburg line. We proved it could be done. World War II, when Germany was advancing, the first time they got stopped and stopped advancing was the Battle of Tobruk. And the Australians held that, and they called themselves the Rats of Tobruk. That there is my uncle Jimmy Brenner with his mother and father. Now, he was an original Rats of Tobruk. Right? When he come back to his country, he's a black man. When he come back to his country that he just fought for, because he fought at Tobruk, and when they got taken out of Tobruk after the 9-month campaign there, right? They went to Italy. He got caught by the Germans and is a prisoner of war. He escaped from the prisoner of war and he joined up with the Italian partisans, who was the revolutionists against the Germans, and he helped them to the remainder of the war until he was repatriated. And he got medals and everything. When he come back to Australia, you can't have a beer. You're black. Blacks are not allowed in the pub. Ripped off his fucking tags. Ripped his clothes off. You're not even allowed in the town. Get. The unique thing about Aboriginal people, we are fourth generation human. Today, everyone's a fifth generation, including myself, because I am part fifth generation human. Okay? Everyone here on the planet Earth has a gracile skull. The Aboriginals have a robust one. Our joints are twice as thick as yours. Our skull is almost twice as thick too. Can't hit us in the head. We don't feel it. Simple as that. I am no different. I might look like this, but my structure, when they cut my arm or what, you can definitely tell you're black. Oh, okay. I just woke up from having this operation, this bloke telling me I'm black, and I'm, So I get that all the time. Now I'm going to take you out to the fucking blackness of black. Might even think I might take you right out to the Coron. Then you see desolation. And I'll show you how to survive in it. Only as a black man you can know this. Simple. So, like I said, there's no excuse. I'm learning that now. But you must understand. Color is skin deep. Face value without knowing that what it is unfortunate how we are. Very unfortunate. What do we got here? Well, this is the crystal resistance. Oh, this one. This one. See how it shines like that? That's because it's got that fucking explosive shit in it. That's the one. That's the guy from Balaclava. Let's get in here. Oh, it's a bit young. Yeah, there's the one. He died in England, this one. That's the great-great-great-grandfather. Linda. Linda. The name Linda is in the top 100 Aryan names. When you put that name Linda in, it comes up with like fucking all these other little top brasses and one G. But here's Charles Edmund Linda, my great-grandfather, and his war stuff will come up. And how he served. Yes, there you go. And that's just one part of it. I'm going to take you out there. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you I am no joke. And if we're lucky enough, we might see something very fantastic. I might even be able to do it, complete my mission right before your eyes. Wouldn't that be grand? That would be fantastic. Because then I know I don't even have to worry about that. What happens on here if I ever get allowed to show that? this will go fucking viral, and whoever puts it on their channel will go fucking viral. And I hope everyone records what they see, so when they take down, they can forevermore. And when I get to show you, well, it's not my AI. There's a real one like that coming around. I'm gonna show you it. I get lucky. This time I went out and did it. Put my money where my mouth is. I've already got receipts from the government. They'll give me wide berth. Even if I walk through the bush and I come across them camouflage military, which will jump up every now and again. They'll just look at me and let me walk straight through. Okay? It's this dirty. They want me to be a part of them and sign up. Well, if I sign up, that's it. They're signing that contract with the fucking devil. They put that one on me before. I said no. These are my secrets. I choose to tell who I want with my secrets. You cannot own my secrets. If I sign that says you own everything in here. No fucking way. That belongs to me. How can they own someone's mind? That's what half them olders. They realize that now. Or the ones that signed up to get their nice little check. I could have signed up too. Got a nice fucking $1 million check sitting here. Got one from my brother too. If I really wanted to. Then I'd have no soul. I'd have no say. I wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be allowed to be on the media. Be quiet forevermore for my secrets. Oh, fuck that. And then they'll have to ask me, oh, no, if you know so much, we want to know, but you just signed our secrets so they can take me down. And that's how unfortunate that is. See? I total determination, yes. Well, this is an original copy too. I had about 40 original copies and I got one straight away. Now, where I'm going, well, these old paintings. My father painted some paintings. They're not finished. He died before he finished them. But he left a message because I know where this is, see? This is painted from memory, this one. I know where this dry creek bed is. That hasn't run for fucking hundreds of years. But when it does run, when it's floods, well, it's a torrent. And that leads you to this place. Because I know where this is too. Now, those things there, those black boys, or as they call them, a grass tree. See? We call them grass trees. Now, the name originally was given to them was the black boy. But we barked up about that. You can't call them black boy, that's racist. The one thing they got to listen to us for. So now, they call them grass trees. But I know exactly where that is. They're bigger than that now. They've got branches. That's from his memory when he was younger. But I know exactly where that is. And to have you, well, go out to this place. In the middle of nowhere. You can't see it. So you get about 15 k's from it. And it fucking appears through a mirage. This mountain. That one, you go around. There's a big giant spirit dingo lives there. So you go around. That's telling me you come across that? Around. Until you end up nowhere. Where you just have you and God. And I know exactly where that is too. I could even take a picture and it'll even have all those colors It even looked like that. Middle of nowhere. And then one of the most magnificent things you will ever be privileged to witness, to see. Something I can't show you, unless you was there with me, which would be fantastic. You'll see Mother Nature do something, well, you just know it's not supposed to be happening. Ground open up, start moving around like it's alive. Trees moving around like hands with no wind. Nature can come alive out there. Doesn't look like nothing. Just over that ridge where you can't see is a hidden forest. You can't even see it from the sky. A special land. A special place. If I'm lucky enough to take you there, well, you'll see amazing things. You'll see the sky clearer than you've ever seen it before. It's wonderful out there. It really is. But just when you sit and wait, you'll be surprised what comes out there. We'll find the camera, zoom it all around. You won't see nothing. As far as I can see, empty plain. Sit there at night, get a spotlight, do the same thing. And all of a sudden something just appears out of nowhere. You'll be quite surprised. But there's other places I'm going to take you. Not there first. That's a little bit later. Yes, the grass tree. It's a funny looking tree, yes. Well, the reason why is most Australian trees need the fire to go through. Our bushfires are terrible. Most ferocious because the eucalyptus is so gaseous. It can make it all evaporate, then boom, the fire can run through more than 200 kilometers an hour. Like an explosion. Crazy. And those trees and the seeds, they rely on that burning. So the roots, the whole outside gets burnt. It's got a blackness to it, anyways. And it gets burnt. And it burns and it germinates. And they're designed to be burnt. And because they're so well done, well, every part of that grass tree can be used. When you pull out the grass right at the bottom, you've got the real soft white part. You can eat that. Up to the green part. Right? Then the green part can be used as a broom to clean the area where you're going to sit. And you can lay it down on the ground like a bit of a mattress from the dirt when you go to sleep. Now, the inside of it sometimes, it's got witchetty grubs in there. All kinds of other creatures. Now I might dig in because they're hollow inside. Right? The stem's hollow. Doesn't hold water, but it's hollow. And the whole stem itself is built like scales. Scales, little chips, when you pull it off, they're little chips, perfect chips. They pull enough of them off, they light them up. Perfect for lighting fires. The tree, the whole tree, that one, everything can be utilized in the grass tree. It's not much done anymore. Not law, this is it. You've got all these ones that live right out on the missions. Some of the areas where I'm going to take you. We'll go past anyway. You know, and they're supposed to be getting trained to full knowledge. But I can see it's not getting passed on. Because you have incidents where you'll have a couple. This bloke is supposed to be fully trained. But they're on the alcohol. They're going from one part to another, and they're only like an hour drive apart. They run out of fuel because they're not provision ready. Now, because he's off his head, he dies in about 20 minutes. All they got to drink is that bourbon. It's out of mindset. They should be fucking taught. He should be able to go out, find food, pull his kids out the car, because the whole kids all died. And the missus, she died. Now you've got two kids there. They laid up next to the mum, and then they die. Right? And there was only half an hour out of the town driving. Okay? That's the mindset. Not all of them are like that. But there's ones that are claiming that's happening out there. Like I said, this thing that I got here is also a punishment stone. I should be out there actually punishing all those old people. But that's not what I was told to do. Okay, so that's why they give me a complete wide berth. All I say is, hey, I got the full stop. They'll step back on that one. Simple as that. I got the full stop. I had the full stop in my pocket. I put the full stop on anyone's bullshit. Straight away. But that's using it for evil designs, my own designs, and my own pleasure. My own fucking, I'd be the wrong person to have that if I had that sort of attitude. Oh, so many times over the last 28 years I wanted to use it. I give you a tip. Thousands and thousands of people I could have ridiculed. They will piss me off for some reason or another. But that's just stupid. But that's how the rest of humanity would use that. Then you've got more evil men with, well, they'd use it even worse. So I've got to keep it out of humanity's hands. It's worth billions of dollars. And research alone proves that life comes from the other side of the fucking stars. Because that's where it's from. Simple as that one. And then they've got a metal that humanity doesn't even have. They don't have that little sample one. That's the only sample that exists in the whole known universe. A metal that, can come through the atmosphere, burn up through the atmosphere, which we've got to create special metals for. And even then they burn up as part of the process of coming in. Right? That's a natural shield built over Mother Nature. They built that one. Okay? That was built by Mother Nature. She built several shields. The oldest one is Antarctica. That's where she sleeps. When the Earth was created by the two Mother Natures. And when the second universe, after the first universe, and they scratched that, come to the second universe, she said, no, I'm going to sleep at that special place to put all that energy into. I'm going to rest there and have a good dream. So I'm ready to play with the galaxy. That's my turn. But we'll see. Because we've got our nephew who's bidden to rule forever. So we've got to get it all right for him. So he does not play around too much. Which is God. That's why it's his responsibility to look after it. And because he is the powerful one, he can claim that he was the creator. Because now he is, because he's fashioned it in his image. He's had enough time to do that now. He's had 8,500 years. So he's been quite successful. But his son, well, he's been quite successful too. Very successful. See, it doesn't run like you think it does. Somewhat it does. Somewhat it doesn't. It's only a half truth. Only half the story. Often you hear people quote about the Bible. Oh, that's only the verses they put in. Well, that is true. What more verses exist in the Vatican or places where they devised it that were left out? They talk about the Book of Enoch. But are we to trust that one? Has anyone got the actual knowledge other than what we're fed by man to understand whether that's actually true script or something not just made up on the spot? Partially true. Partially. But that's where Enoch is, Antarctica. You'll be quite surprised when that starts to patch up stuff. But that's it. This game's been at play for, oh shit. When man worked out that he actually has this hand on things, right? when he worked that one out? Well, certain realms worked it out. That's what you find with your royal bloodlines today, maybe. Or your kings and queens of old. Realms. They worked this one out. They worked it out. They can man got the power. But they're also the strongest. And all throughout history, since we come out of the bloody water, we've been seeing who's going to be the strongest. But it's not the one that's the strongest that usually survives. It's the one's most susceptible and adaptable to change. And I am susceptible and adaptable to change. Like that. It's called education. If I learn something, then I know what I was doing before was wrong. And I automatically learned that. I don't have to be told and told and told and drilled until someone wants me to confess something that I'm not going to ever say. For what reason? For what thing? To say I'm wrong? No. It doesn't work like that. When you see the full information, I'm not wrong at all. But I'm not quite right on some subjects. And this is where I learn. It's all a part of the learning process. You've got to work it out. Thousands and thousands of years been under the rule of one thumb, one style. But that's not true. We can go right into the history, and I can take you right back to the first recorded homosexuality, which was in Egypt. Have their names and everything, apparently. But that's for another time. I am not against. I am just against the wrong usage of words. It's like with YouTube. The same battle here is with YouTube. You cannot say pedophile, right? You cannot say sexual assault, because they don't want you to make the connection words. And if you can't make the connection words, then how can you place evil? If you can't. Now, how are you going to face evil if you can't place it? That's what YouTube done, Cut that word right out of the algorithm. So any kids or any younger ones that are coming up with a bit of fragile mind, they can't make the connection to those words. Right? These words are made for a reason. They have a meaning. If you're going to keep changing the meaning, what's the purpose of fucking making the word at all? You're going to take the meaning out of the context and the meaning you're not allowed to say the meaning to make the connections to face the evil, then how is the kids ever going to place the evil? If you can't face it, you're not going to place it. Come on now. That's why I freely say it. I have no shame in saying it, and I apologize if anyone out there is a bit anal about this subject. But I guarantee you, every time I say it on the channel, that channel will not be struck. That little live will be allowed to run. You won't be out of blood. They won't ban that. If they ban that, then, well, I will sit here and I'll face that charge. And it will be unbanned. Well, how come I said it? I've said this a few times in my life. Exactly those words. Everyone else talks about how to get sanctioned, how to get struck. Hasn't happened yet. Because I explained myself why I'm saying these words. Because these words have a meaning. And if you can't say the word with the meaning, then you can't face the evil. You can't place the evil. To face it. How is anyone going to learn? Is the next generation going to change the meaning of that word again? For the sake of their own thoughts? No. The authority of the word is the ones that allowed to print it. Otherwise, they would not be allowed to print it at all. So they're the authorities on all the knowledge that is out there to be able to create that meaning for that word. Then you break down the meaning. You go in and find the meaning, then you look at those words that are used for meaning, and then you go into the dictionary and have a look at those words and what they mean. Then you get a full concept of something. There has to be a system. We base ourselves to a system. If you don't base yourselves to a system, that's chaos. That's hell. You cannot have everyone run their own narrative. That's just not how it works. In your own little fucking area, in your own little life. Yes, you can. You can do that. Pretty hard. Sometimes you need money to be able to function that way. to be truly what you want. Sometimes. But at the end of the day, well, what can I say? Apologize for fucking being alive, yes? Apologize for being alive. Yes, I'm sorry, I fucking was all every race fucking pushed into one. Can't help that. Can't help being told what I am fucking before I even knew what I am was. No? Simple as that. I can't go through a whole system of education where I got beaten, told and beat and flogged with a fucking cane and fucking everything. It taught me that these words mean something, and now I'm told they're not meant. Fucking not fuck all. Anyone wants to fucking make up whatever meaning they want for the fucking word. Some, yes. But not all. I can understand the one I said, the wrong one. I can understand that straight away, because I know all about fucking racism. I've lived it. I've breathed it. I'm doing it every now and I'm doing it right now. Trying to fucking explain myself. Again. For what? To be judged again wrongly? Then I don't fucking believe. Well, don't fucking believe me. You'll be the first one I chase down. And I'm serious. I'm not someone that I don't need acts. Like Satan, he don't need these fucking nukes, but he'll take them. He'll fucking too lovely. Saves me fucking around chasing Archangel Michael down for what he's got in his fucking pocket. Because he won't fuck around, he's a straight on you. And you'll be screaming, fully in the street, and all your shit won't matter. You won't be able to fucking fight your way out of that one. Never be able to get out of that. You're not going to escape God, right? And this is a fucking God disease. This is pure piece of fucking evil from the stars, you know? Come here to fucking kill us all. Even me. Right? My fucking fate is bound to this shit. Before I was even born. Why I'm so angry? Well, God is infallible. He has to wash his hands of what's going to come next. And because the rules are, it's in the favors of the hand of man. So I'm a man, but I'm also the Archangel Michael. What I decide, well, that decides what happens next for humanity. Imagine that. The whole responsibility of this earth is now in my pocket. Up to my own decision, what I feel like I want to do with the knowledge. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what God wants me to do. It's going to be very hard. Extremely. But I will get it done nonetheless, one way or another. But if I can't, well, one way or another, I will still be blamed. The moment I write it, I'll be the most hated person that there ever was. Unloved for all time. I'll be hunted down like an animal, bound and dragged through the street. If I get the faith lead on it and talk it like I can, and go and claim him and have him do exactly what I say, him, she, because it's a Jew being, it's a Jew sex being. So you're talking about this transgender, I've got to deal with exactly what you're talking about. Okay? And he's a dragon. So he might get a bit lustful. And he might want to put some things in me that I don't want him to put in me. Okay? He's that way inclined. Look at your history. Dragons are that way inclined all throughout it. And he's no different. But he's a Jew sex being. He's got both sexes going on. Okay? He's very special. She's very special. NYUNJIN is very special. Extremely special. It's your link species that you can't find. One of a kind. Designed to wake up every now and again. Look, it's fine, there's this pests on this planet. So it either wipes them out himself or itself, or it breeds the males to wipe it out. They only have a certain life expectancy, and they'll die out because they can't breed. So only when he lays the eggs, he decides, oh well, I've got to put something in society now that's got to stay here and be part. So he'll run around in the bush, integrate all that knowledge inside his brain, and then he'll hatch out a creature that is perfectly fit to come and eradicate that pest and live as his part of nature. That's his design, that's his purpose. Okay? Now he's been changed into something different because God's now in control. Now he's pale horse. Now he's pale horse. So we have to marry the old digin into the new. So part of something old, part of something new, and part of something that's just going to be off the top, on the spot. It's got to be a bit of improvisation. But you can't do it with the old style. They can't do it with the new. But you can do it with both of them. A little bit extra. Talk about sexuality. I'm dealing with a creature that thinks like a sexuality, but he's a top, not a bottom. He won't let you ride him, but he will definitely ride you. That's the way he's inclined. None of them know how they have to approach that. Big giant transgender man that still views he's a man, but knows he's a woman as well. Right? None of them know what they've got to dress up like. None of them even know certain little secrets. See, he's a legendary creature. But I know one legendary creature. Well, that would scare the shit out of him. It scares the shit out of everyone. And the most feared legendary creature of all. And if I can act like that, well, he will sit very quickly and listen to me. Because he knows then I'm the only one of a kind. There's only supposed to be one existing. And he's one of a kind. So we've become two of a kind. That's the secret with that one. And yeah, well, I too have to act like I have both sexes. Yeah. I could act like something very wrong with me. So I'm completely different than anything he's ever seen. But so close to him that he recognizes it. And I'm not that way inclined at all. Not my nature. What do I am? What? I've got to put on a show. God's got this big show going. I got to get this little bit of the stage set. Maybe even have a role myself again. Might have a role. If I'm lucky enough. It's all set up so when Jesus comes, you don't have to fuck around. You can slip clean in, sort humanity right out, and save you like you want. He's the guy that's doing that. The rest of us, well, we've got to run this course the way we're running it now. Whether we like to accept it or not now. I cannot change things the way they are. I'm going to go out there and have a try. I know I don't really have to try. I just have to find the time to sit out there and he'll come to me. And that'll be it. I'll be on the run forevermore. Again, people will be jealous. How do I do that? How come you can do that? No, we want to control you because you control this creature that's worth untold amounts. But I'm trying to bring that to the world. It's not supposed to be a weapon. He's supposed to be a shield. I'm the weapon. That's God's shield. I'm God's weapon. And with that shield, I can shield the whole of humanity. Simple as that. Built purely for defense. Never attack. Because you can still conquer armies in defensive mode without ever attacking. You just have to be cunning. Yeah, well, there you go. The amount of money it would make, well, the tourism alone would be phenomenal. They've been catching the drones, the carters, the boys that he breeds. You might as well just call them drones. He's how can I put it? Everything that we've got going on in society right now, from transgender to sexual identity, drones, technology, uploading, downloading, that creature is doing on a biological level, like God would do it, like God has done it. This is a matrix, but it's a biological one, so advanced beyond any computer. Beyond that, it's got sentience, life, it's sentient. We're not CGI, we're not AI, we're real. The next world might be something like that when you slip over. But you'll find then, like in Ukraine, in Sparta, how wonderful is it that I can make everything? And that is God's plan when you get up there. That's the next level. And he can fucking change it any which way he wants to be so fantastic. You'll be dazzled. And your dreams would disappear because his plan is so much better than your dream. Oh, there'll be things you already like up there, of course, that's a given. But it'll be under God's plan, his idea, not your dream. That'll be just coincidence. And that'll make you happy. Oh, gee, shit, fuck. No, he has a plan for all of us. But we see, I have to be good. And that is simple as that. But I just want you to know what the stress is, why I'm so angry. Well, when you hold the whole fate of humanity in your fucking hands, you had it for 28 years, it rubs off a bit on you. Oh, here's my nephew Joshua now, see? Last time he was having a problem, I took him out bush, dried him out for a little bit. His missus missed him that much. Josh. Every time I take him out there, she's scared I'm never going to bring him back.
It is fucking cold outside.
Cold. Shh. The sweating hands just need sweating. Settle down, Josh. He's freezing. He's skinny, poor bloke. No meat on him. Crazy. But yes, I took him out there. He's city. I mean, he knows bush too. He knows a bit. I've been teaching him some things. I'm not going to teach him everything. I'm just giving him a bit of an idea. I'm trying to tell you what plays on my mind. Things I have to think about. Why I'm so blasé with what I say. I hope to bring that to the world. Because once I show that, well, that's it. I'm going to get hunted. Fucking hunted forever. I show you that creature you know then, you know, but I'm going to get hunted. They want to control me then. So I'm going to have fucking death and all hell chasing me. And that's what that true thing is. When that pale horse comes, he ain't the one that's killing you. It's the one that's chasing you, and that death's going to chase you. And whole hell. They're going to do all the killing, trying to find out where we are. They'll stop at nothing. When I bring it all together, they'll stop at nothing to try to get it. Now I've got to, well, then I've got to ride him then. We got to keep running and running and running and running and running to cannot, well, he can keep running. He's fitted to run for all eternity. Forevermore. Mother Nature's signature's inside that one. If that dies, that's it. You can rewrite life, extinguish it altogether. Only one thing that can kill him is in my pocket. It's a spearhead. Same spearhead you'd see King George in there pictured himself on the fucking killing the dragon. Same thing that buddy, the son has done now. He copied his own picture doing the same thing. On one of them. Big Kara. Big Bangara. Dragon. NYUNJIN. Crazy. But that's the game that's getting played. Basically, what I have in my pocket, the full stop, is Satan's checker. He wants it so bad. He cannot do it the biblical way unless he's got this piece. He can do it the man way. Prefers to do it the biblical way so he can show his father and say, then in there, I told you, before he boots him off the throne. Okay? No? Man's got his hand in play now. He'll use that. You've got no problems using the fucking nukes, using your war and all that against you. What? Yeah, he can do that. Because he can't cut this. But they'll get tempted. The moment I put these all together, the moment you see me with that creature, then you realize, holy shit, this guy is fucking 100%. Already got the 100% deal from the bloody government. Letter that says they know I'm chasing it. So, another ostracization. Ostracized from the government, from the military. Don't want to have you part. If you're not going to sign your fucking life away and your soul away, Mr. Akbar, then we're just going to fucking ostracize you completely. I said, well, when I go out there, what are you going to do then? We're going to ostracize you completely. So it means they're not going to fucking bother me. Right? I'll walk right through their fucking military camp and they won't even touch me. Not when I'm dealing with that guy. Anything else, yes. That's a sensitive area. You can't be in here, Mr. Akbar. You know, we only got 2 jurisdictions for there. Really? I pull out the full stuff. Oh, don't do that, because now you have to be evil. We know your rules too, you know. We know you got some rules. We don't know all of them, but we know. Or you would have already fucking killed a lot of us already. You would have killed all of us here standing here talking to you, trying to get you to sign this fucking thing. You would have killed us. We know this. Why I got a bit of free reign. Why when people were locked up in COVID, I wasn't. I can go out to the most delicate areas. Never got stopped at all. Everyone else is getting pulled up by the military and the police. Oh, what are you doing? You don't have a letter. What are you doing here, Mr. Oh, Mr. Akbar, you go through. All unofficial. Won't find a record of it. But I can do that nonetheless. I'm sorry. No, I fucking hate it myself. But that's the life I have to live. That's what I've got to do. I really am the Archangel Michael, and I really got to do this mission for God. I'm here for a reason. What do you think I'm here for, guys? Look at the world. Look what we're talking about. Look what's going on around the universe in this planet. We all want change, eh? You want the Savior to come? Well, you got to have a few doom and glooms before that Savior coming. This is Mr. Doom and Gloom. I got your doom. I'm going to suffer the gloom. But you know what I'm saying? It's not something I want to do. It's something I have to do. Something that I was born to do. Something I was bred to do. Something that I fucking even planned before I even got fucking born. Crazy. I fought for that blood curse. For that great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, Jurugulu, to be there. But that's the blood curse. Hasn't been broken yet. Has to be fixed and broken. When they speared her, it's because they couldn't catch my great-grandfather, the Arab man, the Afghani man from Afghanistan, where I get my Akbar name from. And Akbar is the most Islamic name you could ever get. The most Muslim name you could ever get, besides Muhammad and Allah. One of the most ancient names in the whole world that you've got on record, Akbar. And that's where my bloodline comes from. He comes from the Khyber Pass, an area where they still haven't been able to get into. For 3,000 years, they've been trying to get into there. They can't get in there. And Afghanistan is where his country originally is from. But he come through India at the time because Pakistan wasn't a country yet. Because he was Muslim, but we are not. So, I have connection to a lot of things. Far more than you could possibly imagine. I have history that expands to some of the most important things in the world, some of the most important events for this country. And I have all these connections, and yet I'm still from the race, 65,000 years old. We're actually older. Nasser has accredited the Seven Sisters story as 100,000 years old, because the way the true story is told, we told the stars being over there. And they said, fuck it, that's bullshit. That's the Southern Cross. How can that be like? And they did the calculations. Nasser rewinded through the AI, rewind to how the Earth and all that would have gone over the thousands of years. They worked it out. The only way we could have seen that was 100,000 years ago. The only way we can reference it is we had to have someone to see it. And that's a fact. That's a fact. When I go to Coolgardie, in between Coolgardie and Kalgoorlie, is the Seven Sisters. Now, there was protests about 35, 40 years ago when they made the cut through the jump-up country to make the road flatter instead of going over the hills. But they are, those 7 jump-up lines of country, they go towards an area going up towards sandstone. Sometimes they disappear down to nothing, then some come back up those jump-up country. But it's the one piece of jump-up country, runs right through, goes right through down to Esperance. If you follow it properly. And you know the way along, even when it disappears, it goes flat. There's still a seam of it under the ground. It goes all the way up to sandstone. Sandstone there, this is a woman's place only. But they desecrate that because they take men there as well. You have 7 petrified pillars, stone pillars, like monoliths. They're the bases of the ropes that those 7 sisters used to climb up and become the 7 sisters star system. And when they cut them down, the stumps were left there, and they fell down along the land and left those jump-up countries, which is the same distance that it takes to get out of the atmosphere. Isn't that coincidental? My people could tell you what's under the ground, kilometers down. And they're only just learning techniques how to do that now. They dig down and, oh shit, these old people told us not to dig here. Why? Because this uranium is fucking sour, it's eating everything. We just let it out, oh no. That's gonna happen up at Darlow country. Next country up. They're on the side there, digging out the big anchor chain, which is all the iron ore. But like most ships, we got 2 anchor chains. That's how I have been taught how to look at the land. Darlow is the front of the ship. They broke off. Chinese and fucking Indians owned that one. They dragged that away, pulling that apart. All the resources out of that bit of the ship. The middle ship, Wugan land, command center. We had the thing upside down the whole fucking time. They reckon, oh, that's sour, that land. It's not in here. Bullshit. It's plenty here. Got 72 mines on it. We've got the biggest copper mine, one of the biggest copper mines in the world. Marin copper mine. It's that big that it's a university there, teach everyone else how to mine everywhere else. Okay? We had that upside down. The Matawanga piece is where all the big super pit is, Kalgoorlie and all that there. Right? The whole ship together was the Wongata. And that whole ship together, that was a mini Mother Nature. Okay? Mini Mother Nature. The legend of that big creature is supposed to be his mom and dad was the original motors. Didn't need a rudder to fucking sail it. You had the mother and the father, 2 engines. One was bigger, the mom's bigger, dad's smaller. So a 2-engine system. So it turns special, futuristic. They were pitted to have a son, or a daughter son, NYUNJIN, who was pitted to grow bigger than the both of them put together. So he's just going to be one big giant motor. And he's a self-sustentation motor. So that means he goes out and he self-sustainates. He means he feeds himself, powers himself. This is how we talk of it. And the mom and dad, they were supposed to rust away and slip out of the story of life as they hibernate. They're still alive. They should have died years ago, but they're still alive. So there's a bit of a problem. The government's aware of this. This is why they've got NYUNJIN cornered off way away from the nickel belts. He gets to that nickel belt, he's going to lay eggs on us. He's ready to go. He's going to lay eggs and introduce a whole new species. They've kept him away from doing that. But if he happens to go up the second belt, underneath to where the super pit in Kalgoorlie is, he'll kill his father. He'll make love with his mother. And what he breeds out, what she hatches, because he'll breed too. What they hatch will be like him, but think like her. And she thinks like a T-Rex. You're just food. She doesn't determine what's a test or not. Everything is game. Everything's game. That's a prehistoric one. That's Megalodon. That's prehistoric. NYUNJIN's a dragon. He's got understanding. He can understand the language. They breed. That's something that we're not going to be able to stop. So one good thing that the government have done by quartering them off that area we have to go, is they stop that. Because they can't stop that then. They're still undecided what they're going to do with mom and dad. They're on a 7-year hibernation wake-up period. Okay? So whatever they've been doing to them, they were supposed to wake up in October last year. But they didn't. So they've done something. Either they sedated them or they've moved them. Mum's about 10 ton. Dad's like proper megalodon, but the biggest specimen that we've got in skeleton, he's about like that. There's 4 spares. They live along the Eucla, on Nullarbor Plain. I've actually seen one of them. The whole family could ride on his back or in his belly. So there's 4 or more megalodonia types that live there. Spare ones. I'm going to show you. I can show you big snakes. I can show you big snakes all day long. But those that chase snakes, they're the evil ones. I know where their snakes are. I can show you a 55-foot long snake, as round as a 40-gallon drum. But I will not show that one. That's a special one. That's a special one. Very special one, guarding a very special place. And the key is, bungers eat snakes. They're kind of immune to some snake poison as well. And they've also got their own poison. Right? So, unless that snake, which, it's a big snake, big female one, she got to wrap around him at least 6 times to slow him down. You're not going to stop him. Bungers don't have the same thinking or same type of pattern we do if we get wrapped up by a snake. We start asphyxiating. You gotta remember, he's a lizard. He can drop parts of his body off and fucking regrow them back again. So that asphyxiation shit doesn't work quite with him. Unless it's a bigger one than him. It slowly suffocates him. Can't crush him, suffocates him. I could lay there for many hours to do that. But you'll find most of these ones, they just grab that snake. Check. That's it, snake's finished. Very easy to break a snake's spine and parts of the snake. And he just grabs it and shakes the shit out of it. So they want to get that one, to kill that one. That's an ancient engine of a different design, because it swims like that thing, like a snake. Right? That's how they talk about that one. That's guarding something. And what they want is in there. Because what is in there is something even, well, not quite as powerful as I got in my pocket. But there's some real spun out things in there. The lightning stone, the thunderstone, the 3 suits, the Faraday stick. That Faraday stick is not a death stone like this, but it's probably more powerful. Because that one, you can move entire planets with it. Because that's what they used to move it from the stars to that story to begin with. So I'm dealing with the beginning. The real beginning. Right? Then God comes in 8,500 years ago, and he took over charge. Now we've got to marry everything into that. But it's got to end where the beginning happened. That's the game. The prize is Antarctica. Then they got the full globe. The humans have got the full globe. Mankind has got the full globe in his hand. Got it now. Just got to melt that off a bit so they can get to the resources. Make her birth up stuff. It's all about globalism, guys. Control the globe. You can control the narrative. Control the narrative. Get rid of God, concept of God. 6 generations down the track, none of us will be around to even concept what a fucking God was. That's how they kill God. Mankind wants to do that. Okay? That's why you have segregation of church out of schools, unless it's a church school. That's man's way of slipping you out. Everything used to be a religious base, remember? Laws are still based by religion. But now they slipped that one out, took God out that one. Man's got that full control. No, that bloke there that got voted as the Pope, he's the Pope for man, he ain't a Pope for God. You're going to play that part. You're going to look that part, what, just because he put on a white robe and a bunch of other blokes fucking voted him into the bingo. Come on now, how come does that make him closer to God? The only way it makes him closer to God is when they look at all the fucking insurance that he's been selling under God's name. Money. He's got fucking $85 million worth of insurance since he's been down there. Oh, he's good. We'll fucking select him. He knows how to run the figures. He's the figures man. Man for men. Last one was Francis. It's even been prophesied. Sorry. Not going to believe that one either. I'm going to throw that little fattener out the book. That one that witnessed that thing that thousands of people seen. That one, the fucking sun dancing around. Those kids witnessed that woman witness and premonitions those things. She premonitioned them, Francis. That's why he took the name. Sorry. Archangel Michael's talking to you right now. I'm trying to tell you I've got these things. It's going to happen. It's coming. No telling that this thing's running around. Government's giving me a letter to say, well, you're not lying, Mr. Akbar. I know I'm fucking not lying. And there's where lies my anger. No one on earth has a decision what I've got to do. No one. No one has this decision. The decision is mine and mine alone. When anyone else takes it, they can only make one decision. And that's to fucking let evil win. Because they don't know how to use it. For good. That's what I've got to do. I've got the most evil thing in my pocket right here, other than Satan himself and his demons and some men. Most evil device ever fucking created. The full stop. And I've got to work out how to use it for good when it's fucking just a piece of pure evil. You work that one out. I already know exactly what I'm going to do. I can't tell you that one. Fabulous. Fabulous what I've got to do. But it's whether I've actually physically got to do it, or whether I can get the faith and get him to do it too, or NYUNJIN to do it. Either which day, I need that creature. The part in that book talks about someone going into the belly of a beast. The belly of a beast. I wonder who that's going to be. Oh, that's going to be dangerous and scary. But you also got to look at this way. You got to be careful what you wish for. And see, I wish to live forever. Well, only God can do that. It might keep me around as a weapon for a fair while, but we'll see how we go. But because I wish that, well, there's only two ways that can happen. And both ways, fucking, I'm dead anyway. So, and one of them, yes, is into the belly of a beast. Be devoured for evermore and devoured not at all. Basically in limbo inside a belly forever. Oh, you hear me screaming inside it. Nothing you can do about it. I'd be like I'm getting eaten alive, but not dying at all. For all eternity. So you've got to be careful what you wish for. That's what happens to me if I do it the wrong way. I've got to fucking do it that way. See, there's a few ways I've got to do it. See, it's a pretty hard decision. Or do I just jump on it and ride it and just start bloody kick it right off, which has got to be written anyway. You just can't grasp the concept that that book, the Bible, is written by man. Can't grasp the concept. You can't change what's already happened in that one. But you can change that last bit of the book. You can rewrite that. You talk about how there not being all the text and all that in it. Well, how'd they come up with that one? Because someone had a premonition. And that's what that last part is about, a premonition. Someone had a vision of that. So they're going to play that vision with mankind and read him out. You can't grasp the concept that you can actually get that last part of the book and rewrite it a little. Go in there and find out where we are and rewrite a little or fill it in properly. No, but you're going to quote that as like fucking war. Quote that Dumbo feather like it's your fucking elixir for all existence. No, it's just a feather, Dumbo. You could fly without it. It's good to know a bit about it. It's good to learn and read it as a story. But none of it has nothing to do with us. Except the last little bit of the fucking crucifixion in the New Testament and Revelations. That's it. Simple. Simple, plain as day. Oh, yes. Yes, you're good to go. That's all right. That's okay. Email, please send you. Yes, yes. That's all right. I've been on a fair while, rambling on. But I can't wait. Oh, this one took me by surprise. Can't wait to tell you about Uganda and some of the laws that they have in place now. Because this one is going to really, really interest you. Because this is a whole country that now operates this way. And that's their law. You're going to freak out. Because I did. Okay. Well, we're going to plug it in. It's 20% battery left. Well, this is the Archangel Michael's live. I know I have some apologies to go through. When it happens, it happens. When it happens, it happens. And I'm sure I'll get through it. But now they watch this live, they might understand a little bit more why I am that way. Why I have to be this way. Why I am this way. I have something more stressful fucking to do than anyone's ever thought about what stress even fucking contemplates. Task no one has got to do. Decision no one but me can make. Oh well. And you can believe that one, believe it or not. But Commonwealth Government of Australia believes it, so I don't know. And I've got a 100% receipt from the top official fucking, because they are the government. But no, I'm not who I say I am. Funny that. Because I can't help what I am. Everyone else is taken. I'm Archangel Michael. This is my life. And I will see you soon. God bless. Stay safe. And be well.